Good morning po. I am Bibi Linda Rido, and you can just call me as Mambalin. I am a registered guidance counselor. I am working as a guidance counselor at Magarao National High School. So, good morning everyone. And of course po, to all the participants, yung mga senior high school students, I hope that you are all ready to listen to the 1.5 hour discussion of mental health and psychosocial support. So, I will now be sharing my screen. The respondents are the medical students. Ano po, hindi naman siya senior high school. Pero mas maganda kasi na may pinapakita tayong basis. Ano po, so may pinagbabasehan tayo. Not just based on my own opinion. So para maintindihan nating lahat na ito yung mga struggles, ito yung mga barriers na meron ngayon. Kaya nahihirapan ang mga students. Okay? So, I have indicated here the kung ano bang nangyayari if you are stressed. Ano po? So, based on the previous slide na pinakita ko sa inyo, so because of those barriers, ano po? So, may posibilidad na syempre madagdagan pa yung stress na nararamdaman mo. So, anong mangyayari? Ano yung pwedeng mangyari kapag masyado na tayong nai-stress? So, may nakalagay dito na feelings of fear, anger, sadness, worry, numbness, or frustration. Ano po? So, we also have yung changes in appetite, energy, desires, and interest. Difficulty concentrating and making decisions. So, siguro, that's why some of the students are having difficulty in answering their modules kasi hindi sila makapag-concentrate. Kasi sabi din natin doon kanina, paano kung hindi conducive yung area nila for studying? Ano po, paano kung wala silang access sa internet, wala silang ginagamit na device, cellphone or laptop na kailangan nila, 'di ba? So, nagkakaroon ng that's maybe one of the reasons why there are students na nakakapag-submit ng late. Ano po, hindi na nga late, minsan super late. Ano po, so difficulties sleeping or nightmares. Ano po, so minsan sa sobrang kakaisip natin, baka nahihirapan ng matulog, nagkakaroon na tayo ng mga bangungot. And yung stress, meron din yung physical reactions. So, hindi lang yung mental aspect yung naaapektuhan, but also physical. So, pwedeng sumasakit na yung ulo, may body pain, masakit yung tiyan, nagkakaroon ng skin rashes. Ano po, that's one of these symptoms kapag nai-stress ang tao. So, worsening of chronic health problems. So, kung may dati ka ng sakit, tas parang mas lumalala pa siya, ano po, that's maybe sign of stress. So, worsening of mental health conditions. So, what if you have existing mental health conditions such as, halimbawa yung anxiety, depression, ma-exacerbate pa nun. Ano po, kasi meron ka ng dating mental health conditions or pwedeng ma-trigger siya ulit. Okay? Okay, let us start. Magkumustahan muna po tayo. Kumusta ka? Ano po? So, kindly type in whatever you are feeling right now in the comment box. So, I encourage everyone. Ano po? So, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you content or grateful? Kasama po yung non-teaching saka mga teachers. Ano po? Please type in whatever feelings you have right now. Okay, so okay na siguro yung ilang seconds na binigay ko, ano po, para ma-share nyo kung ano yung nararamdaman nyo. So, hindi ko kasi siya mababasa since this is a recorded video. Okay, so pero at least makikita mo yung responses ng mga kaklase mo, ng mga kaibigan mo. Ano po, so magiging aware ka kung ano yung nararamdaman ng ibang tao. Okay, so let us now talk about the impact of COVID-19. So before we define what is mental health, what is psychosocial support, let us understand first the situation that we have right now. Ano po? So here, sabi dito, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a major effect on our lives. So many of us are facing challenges that can be stressful, overwhelming, and it causes strong emotions in adults and children. So, bakit ba natin nararamdaman yung mga ganito? Because yung epekto ng pandemic is nagkakaroon tayo ng takot of contagion, fear of contagion. Natatakot tayo na baka mahawa tayo kapag lumabas tayo. We also fear for the safety of our family. 'Di ba? And we also fear for our future, what will happen tomorrow, what will happen the next day, 'di ba? And other concerns is yung economic status. For example, your parents, ano po, paano kung nawalan sila ng trabaho? So, pag walang trabaho, walang pera, paano kayo kakain? 'Di ba? So, sa family kasi, kapag may pinagdadaanan ng isang tao, lahat apektado. Ano po? So, na-absorb kasi nung member ng family kung ano yung nangyayari sa loob ng pamilya. So, kapag na-absorb mo yun, syempre, magre-react ka. Ano po, that's why it causes strong emotions. Not just for adults, ano po, but also children, the teenagers, ano po. So, nararanasan din nila yan. Okay, and also, one of the reason is because we got used to going with our friends, 'di ba? Yung face-to-face classes. Tapos nung dumating yung pandemic, bigla na lang hindi na tayo pwedeng lumabas. So nandun yung transition galing doon sa mga bagay na nasanay tayo, tapos pupunta tayo doon sa new normal na hindi tayo sanay, na hindi tayo familiar, at hindi rin tayo sigurado. That's why nakakaramdam tayo ng strong emotions. Ano po? So, yung example na nilagay dito is yung public health actions such as social distancing. It can make us feel isolated and lonely, and it can increase stress and anxiety. Ano po? So, we know that these are necessary for the safety measures, ano po, safety protocol para ma-contain natin yung virus. But then, we feel lonely and isolated kasi less na yung social integration. 'Di ba? Sabi ko nga dati, sanay na tayo na anytime pwede tayong lumabas. Ano po? Pwede natin kausapin yung mga kaibigan natin. Right? So, pwede tayong mag-out of town. So, these things na nakasanayan natin, hindi na siya natin masyadong nagagawa ngayon. Yung mga bagay na yon, importante yon para mapanatili natin na healthy yung mental health natin. Ano po? So yun yung naging epekto niya. So, madami pang factors or madami pa siyang naging epekto. Kaya lang, hindi ko na iisa-isahin because we will be able to tackle some of it as we go with our discussion. So, I have here the barriers in the time of COVID-19. Ano po? So, para talaga to sa mga students. So, although hindi siya survey for senior high school, ano po? So, this is a national survey of medical students in the Philippines. Pero makaka-relate kayo because some of the barriers indicated here ay nararamdaman nyo or nararanasan nyo. Ano po? So, we have here the difficulty in adjusting nung learning styles. Ano po? So, some students, 30% of the students, sinabi nila na madalas silang nahihirapan. Ano po? So, while says that often they find it difficult, yung iba naman sometimes, and konti lang yung nagsabi na hindi nila naranasan yung difficulty in adjusting with the new learning style. Ano po? So, because we are confined in our home, ano po, so walang face-to-face classes. So, katulad ninyo, asynchronous, so kailangan yung module kayo mismo yung sasagot. Ano po, and maybe some of you are using the internet para mag-search, para mas maintindihan ninyo yung binibigay na activities, maintindihan ninyo yung lessons na nasa module. Ano po? So, next is we have the need to fulfill responsibilities at home. So, kahit na kailangan natin na sagutan yung module natin, meron tayong ibang responsibilities that we need to do. Especially because we stay home, right? You need to fulfill other responsibilities such as yung household chores, yung inutos ni mama, yung inutos ni papa, ano po yung pag-aalaga mo sa mga kapatid mo. So, parang kailangan lahat ng yun nababalance or napapagsabay-sabay mo. So, next is we have poor communication with educators. So, iba kasi talaga yung face-to-face. Kapag face-to-face, you can directly ask your teachers, and you can directly ask help from your teachers. Pero ngayon kasi, since hindi lahat ng bata ay may internet connection, parang up to now, it's still a privilege. So, dun lang sa mga tao na may kakayahan na magbayad ng internet monthly, yung merong internet connection. Although meron na tayong piece Wi-Fi. Pero those students kasi na nasa poverty line, they find it very difficult pa, para maka-access pa sa internet and sagutin yung mga nakalagay dun sa module. So we also have limited space conducive for studying. This is really true. Kasi for example, yung kusina nyo, yun na yung ginawa mong sa pagsagot ng module or yung kwarto mo. So it's not conducive. So unlike in school, kasi naka-design talaga yun for students, for learning. Pero yung bahay natin, di ba, nasanay na tayo na when we go home, that's the time that we need to rest. Right? So, yun yung natin, nakasanayan natin. Pero ngayon, kailangan nating mag-adjust and we have to have space para dun sa pag-aaral natin. So, dapat yung hindi tayo na-distract. Pero in reality, nakaka-distract naman, especially na ngayon is you also have to do other responsibilities apart from studying, di ba? And we also have here unreliable or no internet access, as I have said earlier. So those students who are in the poverty line, they cannot afford this. Okay? So mental health difficulties. So iba-iba yung level ng pag-cope natin and iba-iba din yung pag-take natin ng challenges in life. So yung iba para sa kanila madali yon, pero yung iba para sa kanila mahirap yon. So kaya nakakaranas tayo ng mental health difficulties kapag hindi na tayo nakaka-cope in a healthy way. Right? So we have yung lack of technical skills, need to work for extra income. This is really true because some of the students in our school, sa Magaraw National High School, especially kasi senior high school sila, so kailangan nilang magtrabaho. Some of the students are working part-time, pero may mga students na full-time talaga yung kinukuha nila. So, what are their reasons? So, they want to help their family sa financial. And we have here the no device or limited access. Until now, some of the students, they do not have cell phones. And I think marami pang estudyante yung wala pang laptop. Kasi kailangan natin siya. Although wala naman tayong online class, pero kailangan kasi natin ng access sa internet at ng device para maka-access dun sa internet para ma-research natin kung ano ba yung, or para maintindihan natin kung ano yung mga nakasulat sa module. So although nakasulat na kung anong lesson doon, kaya lang, syempre kailangan din natin ng ibang resources for us to understand better, right? So, okay. So now, let's talk about what is mental health. Okay, so when we say, according to the World Health Organization, mental health is the foundation for the well-being. So, this only means that our mental health is as important as our physical health. Yung well-being, it means, it is the state of being healthy. Yung madaling word para dun is yung yung good feelings na nararamdaman mo in a day-to-day basis. Ano po, yung sense of purpose or meaning, yung pagiging masayahin mo, pagiging masaya mo. Ano po, so yun yung meaning ng well-being. But when we talk about well-being, there are different aspects. Ano po, so hindi lang siya physical, hindi lang siya mental health, hindi lang siya mental aspect, we also have other aspects. But we will talk about it as we go on with our discussion. Ano po? So, mental health is important because it allows us to function as individuals. Nakakatulong yun para maging productive tayo. So, one good example is yung pag-submit natin ng module, paggawa natin ng module on time, pag-submit ng mga activities kay teacher, ano po, and as apart from that, we are also capable of yung time management. Kaya pa nating tulungan sa bahay yung mga magulang natin, nakakapaglinis pa tayo, na tutulungan pa natin yung mga kapatid natin. Ano po, that's being productive. And also, nagagawa mo pang gawin yung mga hobbies mo. Right? So, gusto niyo yung pagbabike mo, yung pagigitara, pagkanta. That's the meaning of being productive. Ano po? And importante yung mental health para mag-function tayo as individuals. So, it is also the ability to think, to learn and understand one's emotions and reaction of others. So, ito yung kakayahan natin na mag-isip, matuto at maintindihan yung sarili nating emosyon. Ano po? Being aware about yourself. That is mental health. And not just about yourself, but how you react to other people. Ano po? To your environment. So, dapat may balance tayo within you and the environment. So, dapat nababalance natin yon. That's mental health. So, it includes psychological, emotional, and social well-being. So, it's important for us to know the aspects of mental health. Ano po? So, paano ba tayo magiging healthy mentally? Ano po? So, kailangan tingnan natin yung tatlong aspeto. So, yun yung psychological well-being, the emotional well-being, and the social well-being. Okay, so when we say psychological well-being, internal yon. Ano po? Kasi it includes your thought processes. So, paano ka ba mag-isip? Ano po? Your reactions. Paano ka ba mag-react? And it is also a key part of feeling happy and being able to function day to day. So, these three aspects, these are interconnected. Ano po? So, si psychological well-being mo, naapektuhan niyo yung emosyon and as well as yung social well-being. So, yung emotional well-being naman natin is the awareness, understanding, and acceptance of your emotions and your ability to manage effectively through challenges and change. So when we say emotional well-being, sabi ko kanina, diba, the state of being happy. Kaya lang, hindi naman all the time kailangan mong maging masaya, or kung wala ka naman dahilan minsan maging masaya, paano ka magiging masaya? Ano po? So, yung emotional well-being is yung awareness mo about your own emotions. Kasi if you are aware, you will be able to understand yourself and accept your emotions. Ano po? And kahit na maranasan mo yung mga negative emotions such as anger. Ano po? For example, such as anger, disappointment, sadness, ano po, kung nararanasan mo man yung mga negative emotions na yan, if you are emotionally healthy, kaya mo siyang ma-manage. Ano po? So, hindi ka ma-indulge dun sa destructive behavior just because you feel sad, just because you feel angry. Ano po? So, that is emotional well-being. So, next is the social well-being. It is when we have good relationships, social stability, and peace. Ano po? So, it's your ability to build good relationship with other people, with your family members, with your friends. Ano po? and kaya mong makahalubilo sa ibang tao. Ano po, so hindi ka na-stress, and dahil meron kang kakayahan na makisama. Ano po, kasi okay yung psychological well-being mo, okay yung emotional well-being mo. So, magre-reflect yun kung paano ka makisama sa ibang tao. Kaya, it's really important to be aware of your own thinking, your own emotions, kasi magre-reflect yun sa the way you behave. Ano po? So, I hope that you are able to understand the three aspects. Okay, so we will proceed to the next concept. So, let's talk about the hallmarks of a mentally healthy person. So, this is according to the World Health Organization. Ano po? So, pag sinabi natin hallmarks, these are ano yung characteristic ng mga taong mentally healthy. Ano po? So, you realize your own potential. Ano po? So, alam mo kung ano yung kaya mong gawin, ano yung kakayahan mo. Ano po? So, you can cope with normal stresses of life. So, madali kang maka-adjust na ma-manage mo yung sarili mo kapag nakakaranas ka ng mga negative stressors. Ano po? So, when we talk about stress, ito yung hindi siya tungkol lang, hindi lang negative effect yung pinag-uusapan natin. Kasi may positive effect din yung normal stress. Yung stress na nararamdaman mo. For example, nagiging catalyst siya para makapag-submit ka ng module. Ano po, when you feel stress, para mawala yung stress na yun, so kailangan gawin mo yung module mo. Ipasa mo kay teacher. Ano po, so positive yon. So, hindi lang siya puro negative. So, kung nakakaranas ka man ng negative stress, kaya mong i-manage yung sarili mo. So, next is, you can work productively and fruitfully. Ano po, so, sabi nga natin kanina, you can function as an individual. Ano po, you can function as a student, as a daughter or son to your parents. Ano po, as a sister or brother to your siblings. Ano po, and aside from that, pwede mo pang magawa yung mga hobbies mo, or if you want to learn something, ano po, that's being productive. So, you can contribute to the community. Ano po, so yung pag-contribute naman natin sa community, hindi naman yung parang pinipressure natin na dapat may gawin ka for your community. Ano po, dapat makatulong ka. So, hindi yung malalaking bagay yung pinag-uusapan natin dito, pero yung mga little things na pwede mong ibigay, na pwede mong maitulong sa ibang tao, that's one way of contributing to the community. Okay po. Okay, so now, ano po ba yung psychosocial support? So, siguro, madalas nyo nang nai-encounter yung word na psychosocial support. But, I'd like to, to explain its meaning. Ano po? So, yung psychosocial support, this is a dynamic relationship between psychological and social dimension of an individual. So, when we say dynamic relationship, pag sinabi nating dynamic, it's active. It's continuous. Continuous yung relationship ng psychological and social dimensions, which means na naapektuhan nung psychological and ng social aspect ang bawat isa. Ano po? So, when we say psychological, just like what I have said earlier, these are your thought processes. Internal siya. Paano ka ba mag-isip? Ano po, and even your feelings, your emotions, internal yon. So, pwede pa din siyang pumasok doon sa psychological aspect. Okay? So, next is yung social dimension. Sabi natin kanina, it's the way you mingle with other people. Ano po, the way you interact with other people. That's the social dimension. So, sabi natin kanina, kung anong naiisip mo, kung anong nararamdaman mo, magre-reflect yun kung paano ka mag-behave. Ano po, kaya interconnected yung bawat aspetong yon. So, yung psychosocial support, galing yun sa psychological and social dimension. So, pinagsama lang siya. Kasi when we say support, ina-address niya yung mga nararanasan mong psychological or social problems. Ano po? So, one of these is, for example, yung mga sinabi ko kanina, yung fear of the uncertainty, fear of what will happen tomorrow. Ano po, you are worried. So, these are psychological problems. Ano po, yun yung nararanasan mo na baka kailangan natin ng psychosocial support for you to be able to cope. Ano po. So, pero may mga tao naman kasi na, sabi ko nga kanina, iba-iba yung level ng pag-cope. May mga bagay na madali sa akin at mahirap para sa'yo. May mga bagay naman na mahirap para sa akin pero madali lang para sa'yo. Because we are unique beings and we take things differently. Ano po? So that's really the thing that we need to understand. So para for us to avoid comparing kung ano yung nararamdaman nila, kung ano yung nararamdaman natin. Kasi sometimes, pwedeng ma-invalidate natin yung nararamdaman ng ibang tao if we keep on comparing them to how we take the challenges in our lives. Okay? So, next po. Okay, so I will be giving you an activity. So, kindly papel na lang, coupon band, ano po, and you will submit this to the guidance coordinator of senior high school kay Ma'am Julie. Ano po, itong activity na to. And also, if you have questions, you can send your questions to Ma'am Julie, and then pwede niyang isend sa akin, and I will try my best to answer your questions. Ano po, para mas maintindihan pa ninyo. Okay, so this activity is Name That Feeling. So I would like to focus on your emotional aspect. Why? Because there are students, ano po, so those people who are in the adolescent stage or mga young adult na, sometimes it's hard for them to share ano po kung anong nararamdaman nila, kung anong struggles na nararanasan nila. So that's why ito yung activity na nilagay ko. Okay, so different pictures will be shown in your screen. Ano po? And in each picture, you are going to write and describe what you feel. There are 7 pictures na ipapakita ko sa inyo, and isusulat nyo kung ano yung naramdaman nyo nung makita nyo yung picture na yun. You describe it using 1 to 2 sentences. Ano po? So you write it. I will give you like 10 seconds for every picture. 10 to 15 seconds. Ano po? Kasi syempre baka kailangan pa mag-isip and isulat. So I encourage everyone to do this. Ano po? Kasi it will help you to lessen kung ano man yung bigat na nararamdaman natin. Ano po? When you write it out, it's a good practice to to express what you are feeling or yung emotions or kung mabigat man yan or magaan. Ano po? Magandang i-write it out kasi it will make you feel parang mas magaan, mas better. Ano po? Okay? So, I will now show you the first picture. Okay, so you may start. Ano po, isulat nyo kung anong nararamdaman nyo, i-describe nyo, paano kayo nakaka-relate sa picture na nakikita nyo sa screen. Okay, so next na. So next po, Paano kayo nakaka-relate dyan sa picture? Anong sinasabi ng picture? And can you please describe it? You write it in your paper. Okay, next. I hope you're all done because this is just a recorded video. Okay. So how about this one? Okay, next. Next. Okay, so we have the next picture. I think this is the last one. Okay. So, after nyong makita yung mga pictures na yan, how are you feeling now that you are able to write down your emotions? Ano po? Yung negative and positive emotions na naramdaman nyo nung makita nyo yung picture na yan. So, use 2 to 3 sentences or more if you like. Ano po? So, I will give you like 30 to 40 seconds for you to answer this question. So again, the question is, how are you feeling now that you are able to write down the negative and positive emotions? Use 2 to 3 sentences or more. Okay, so I hope that you are able to write 2 to 3 sentences. Ano po? So, para ma-process natin yung mga sinulat ninyo dun sa mga pictures na nakita nyo. Ano po? Okay, so let's proceed na ano po with the next topic. Concept rather. Okay. So, now that you understand the meaning of mental health, ano po, and also the psychosocial support, so how will it help you to cope with stress in a healthy way? Ano po, or how teenagers or how will you be able to protect your mental health? So, I have indicated here self-care tips that you can do. Ano po, so para maprotektahan natin yung mental health natin. Okay? So here, self-care. Love yourself. Ano pa? So, when we say self-care, it's taking care of yourself or loving yourself. Ano po? So, sabi nga natin when we talk about mental health, when I was watching the video of Rian, yung millennial psychologist, sabi niya, mental health is the science of self-love. Ano po? Kasi it's a science kasi may empirical evidence. Ano po? So, pinag-aralan siya, hindi siya based on opinion lang or based on emotions. That's why we need to to practice self-care. It's loving yourself. Sabi nga, you can never give something that you don't have. So, kailangan lahat ng bagay mag-uumpisa muna sa sarili mo. It should be intrinsic before you are able to help other people or bago mo yun mapakita sa ibang tao. So, dapat sa sarili mo muna. Okay? So, let's start by taking care of your physical health. Ano po? So, sabi nga natin, yung physical health and mental health ay pareho siyang important. Ano po? So, lalo na ngayon because we are able to recognize the significance of mental health to the people. Kasi in other countries, especially in the Western countries, so recognize na siya matagal na. Ano po? And established na. Pero in our country kasi, mas ngayon, parang mas na-emphasize yung kahalagahan ng mental health. Ano po, sa bawat tao. Hindi lang yung physical health. Pero sa physical health, we have here this. Ano po, so diet, exercise, and sleep. So, yung diet kasi, dahil may COVID-19, pandemic ngayon, it's really important to to be conscious about your diet. Ano po, dun sa mga food na kinakain mo, dapat mga healthy foods, nutritious foods, such as yung vegetables, fruits, ano po, so yung mga pagkain that can boost up your immune system, kasi yun yung panlaban natin. 'Di ba? Because we are fighting against something that we cannot see, yung virus. That's why we should be careful. Ano po? And alagaan talaga natin yung sarili natin. So, next is exercise. Ano po? So, yung pag-exercise natin, so since parati tayong nasa bahay, hindi naman talaga natin ginusto to stay at home lang. But because of the restrictions, ano po, na binibigay natin, na binibigay sa atin ng gobyerno, na ini-impose sa atin ng gobyerno for the safety of everyone, so parang kailangan parati tayong nasa bahay. Right? So, pwede tayong mag-zumba sa loob ng bahay. 'Di ba? So, anyways, hindi naman kahit papano, nagbigay na ng leniency when it comes to the implementation of safety protocols, pwede na tayong lumabas. Especially senior high school, you are 18, 19 years old, pwede tayong mag-jogging sa labas, mag-bike. Ako usually, I would go to Carolina or Pacul. So, para makalabas, kasi ang ganda ng hangin doon, sobrang presko. Ano po, so, unlike kapag kapag nasa city, parang medyo crowded. So, magandang pumunta tayo dun sa mga lugar na nakakapag-relax, nakaka-relax tayo. Ano po, kasi kailangan natin yon. So, next is yung sleep. Ano po, so kailangan natin ng sleep kasi most of, I think, kasi I have my siblings, ano po, so yung mga kapatid ko, some of them would sleep na late in the evening, super late na, ano po. So gigising sila tanghali na. So kailangan po i-practice natin na at least 8 hours, ano po, nakakatulog pa rin tayo. Kasi nakakatulong 'yun sa pag-release ng hormones na nakakapagpa-enhance ng immune system, nakakapagpa-enhance ng health natin. Ano po, tapos na decrease yung mga stress hormones kapag nakakatulog tayo ng maayos. So, yun yung advantage niya. Ano po, and aside from that, it's good for the skin. Ano po, so, and you are more productive when you are able to get enough sleep rather. Ano po, so, naging F. Okay? So, kaya kailangan ginagawa natin to take care of our physical health. Ano po? So, aside from that, follow the safety protocols. Ano po? Always wear mask. Ano po? When you are outside, yung mga, yung alcohol, dapat parati tayong may dala kung lalabas man tayo. Ano po?
So, yung sleep naman, so make sure that you are able to get enough sleep, at least 8 hours a day, because it will make you more alert, it will make you more productive. It also enhances your memory. Ano po, and reduce yung stress and even yung possibility na magkaroon tayo ng depression. So, that's why it's really important. Ano po, wag tayong masyadong magpuyat and matulog tayo sa tamang oras.
Okay, so we have here Connect, diba? You can see Patrick and SpongeBob, they are best friends. So when we say connect, build relationship with people. Ano po? So connect with people who can make you feel better, who can make you better. Ano po? So, paano naman kung yung mga toxic people? Ano po? So, nakakadagdag yun ng stress. Ano po? So, sometimes hindi natin siya maiwasan. Kasi paano kung if they are one of the members of our family? Then, you talk to them. Ano po? And sabihin natin kung ano yung nagiging epekto nila sa'yo. Ano po? So, there's nothing wrong about it because you really need to take care of yourself. Ano po? So, kausapin, ano po, do not argue with them. Just talk. Ano po? Kasi sabi ko nga, lahat naman ng bagay na dadala sa pag-uusap. So, kung hindi nadala sa unang pagkakataon, then sa pangalawang, you walk out walk away. Ano po, temporarily. Ano po, paano kasi pag nagkaroon ng heated arguments, so mag-walk away ka, wag kang makipagtalo. And then you go back and you tell the person, can we talk? Ano po. So, para maintindihan or masanay din yung tao na kinakausap lang. Ano po, yung parang yung mahinahon na pakikipag-usap para hindi naman nakaka-toxic. Ano po, so that's the meaning of connect. And you can also connect with the environment just by seeing yung mga green trees, ano po, sa ilog, ano po, tambay ka lang doon, lumabas ka ng bahay mo, tumingin ka sa bakuran, ano po, connecting with the environment. It can make you feel less yung stress. Okay? So, next is active. So, sabi natin kanina mag-exercise. So, when we say active, ano po, so, I think there are students na who would prefer to stay inside their room, di ba? Tapos maghapon, magbabrowse, maglalaro lang ng Mobile Legends or whatever online game na ginagawa nila, mag-browse ng Instagram, ano po, tapos nakahiga lang maghapon. Ano po, so mas makakaramdam ka doon ng parang mas nakakapagod, mas nakaka-stress kasi yun na lang yung ginagawa mo. Mas makakatulong yung maging active, lumabas, maglakaw-lakaw, ano po, or you do your household chores. Ano po, you help your parents. Ano po, in doing the household chores. So, para maging active ka. Or do some other things that interest you. So, next po is be aware or catch yourself. So when we say be aware of your own thinking. Be aware of your own emotions because that's one way of understanding yourself and managing yourself on how to react with your environment or with the people around you. So that's the meaning of be aware, to understand yourself. And also, accept that there are things that you cannot control. Ano pa? So, for example, yung pandemic, wala namang nakahula sa atin na, ay, dadating pala siya at tatagal siya ng ganito katagal. Ano po? So, that is something that we cannot control. But we can focus on the things that we can control. For example, by following yung mga safety measures. Ano po? Wear your mask, wear your face shields, ano po, so parati tayong magdala ng alcohol, uminom tayo ng vitamin C, kumain tayo sa tamang oras. So, these are the things that we can control. So, doon tayo mag-focus. Ano po, and focus on live in the present. Ano po, so one of the things that na nakaka-worry or nakakadagdag ng stress sa ibang tao is when you keep on thinking about tomorrow. Ano po? So, what will happen tomorrow? What if hindi ako makapasa? What if hindi ako makagraduate? What if one of my family members makakuha ng COVID? Ano po? So, lahat yun future-focused. So, nakakadagdag yun ng worry, nagiging anxious tayo. So, mas maganda to live in the present. Ano po? So, living in the present is doing the things that you can do. Ano po? So, kung ayaw mong bumagsak, gawin mo yung module mo ngayon. Ano po? Mag-time management ka. Because these are the things that you can control. Okay? So, ano pa? I-enjoy mo yung kinakain mo. Lasahan mo siya. Use your senses. Ano po? That's one way of living in the present. Ano po? Appreciating everything that you have today. Okay? So, you live in the present kasi nakakabawas siya ng stress sa buhay. You can also listen to music. Ano po? So, always remember to ground yourself sa reality. Ano po? So, yung present. Baka kasi nakakalimutan na natin. Masyado tayong nakafocus dun sa future. Ano po? So, next is okay, so we also have here keep learning. Ano po? So, do new things. Like, halimbawa, kung gusto mong matutong magluto, or if you want to be one of the plantitos and plantitas, ano po, so do things that interest you. Do new things that interest you. Okay, so we also have humor and laughter. Ano po? So, ano yung um, positive or benefit ng humor and laughter? So, it reduce the level of stress hormones and increase the level of health-enhancing hormones. Ano po? So, it also increase the body's immunity. So, yun daw yung benefits na makukuha natin kung madalas tayo na tumatawa, nakikipagbiroan. Pero be careful when it comes to humor, ano po, because there are two types. We have the aggressive and we also have the affiliative. So, yung affiliative, yun yung positive or healthy humor. Ano po, so, masaya kayong nagbibiroan and it makes you feel closer to the other person na nakakabiruan mo. That's the affiliative. So, when we say aggressive humor naman, it's parang you use jokes or statements na nakakainsulto sa ibang tao pero pinagtatawanan nyo. Ano po? So, yun yung aggressive humor and it's not really good. Ano po? Parang kailangan mo bang i-down yung isang tao or yung isang grupo ng tao para meron kayong mapagtawanan. Ano po? So, that's the, unhealthy humor or aggressive. So, be careful. Ano po? So, next po is we have positive thinking. So, when we say positive thinking, so, if you will notice sa Facebook, be positive lang, um, be positive all the time. Ano po? So, that's not being positive. So, when we say positive thinking, it's having all despite the struggles, ano po, despite the difficulties that you are experiencing, you know that better days will come. Ano po, that's positive thinking. And hindi siya yung parang kailangan positive ka lang all the time. Dapat ganito lang yung iniisip mo. Kasi toxic na yon. Ano po, kasi hindi naman all the time positive yung nararamdaman natin. So, although may mga bagay tayong nararamdaman na negatibo, ano po, pero alam natin na at the end of the day na this too shall pass. Ano po, lilipas din to and better days will come. That's the concept of positive thinking. I have included here as one of self-care tips, the help others or helping other people. Ano po, kasi di ba when we help other people, nakakagaan po siya ng loob. And yung helping is, for example, one of your friends, maybe one of your families, or one of your classmates, ano po, so they are experiencing difficulties in life and they want someone to talk to, then you can just be there just by listening. Ano po, listening without judgment. Ano po, so that's how you help them. And it's a supportive communication because two-way siya. So, di ba, pag nag-uusap ang dalawang tao, pareho kayong may input na binibigay sa bawat isa. So, you are supporting one another. So another thing that we can do is, when a person do not want to seek advice, ano po, okay lang yon. Kasi there are people na they prefer to just share their problems, but they do not want advice. Ano po? So, okay lang yun, basta nakikinig lang tayo. And maybe, if someone is asking help from you, ano po, it would be better if you ask them what kind of help they are asking, ano po, para malinaw. So, when you help other, ano po, kailangan you give time, energy, and effort, ano po, yung sa pakikinig, kailangan binibigyan na natin siya. Nag-exert tayo ng effort, ng time, and ng energy. So, aside from that, we can also post positive thoughts in Facebook or Instagram. Mas nakakatulong po kasi yun malesen yung stress kaysa dun sa mga pinopost natin, mga nagra-rant sa Facebook. Ano po, mas okay yung mga positive thoughts. Okay? So, I also have here yung take a pause. So, sometimes, di ba, you get tired, you get exhausted with everything that is happening around you. Ano po, especially when, for example, yung mga nababasa nating balita about sa COVID, or sa patayan, sa social media, and yung mga nararanasan na paghihirap ng ibang tao, pinupost sa social media, minsan nakakadagdag siya ng stress and feeling natin parang aside from dun sa actual na nararanasan natin, nakakadagdag pa yon. So, parang nakaka-burnout down din siya. So, it's okay if you take a pause. Ano po? Kasi, take a pause or disconnect from the social media. Ano po? So, wag muna tayong gumamit ng cellphone. So, kapag parang na-refuel na ulit tayo, then, kapag ready na ulit tayo, then that's the time na, pwede na ulit tayong gumamit ng social media. And also, be careful of the different Facebook pages or Facebook accounts that you follow, and also yung mga influencer. Maganda kasi kung yung pati yung remote environment natin is positive yung nakukuha natin, more on positive kesa sa negative. Kasi para yun sa ating mental health. Ano po, take a pause, take a rest when you feel so tired. Ano po, so kapag na-refuel ka na ulit, then balik ka na. Ano po, so para magawa mo na kung ano man yung gusto mong gawin. And also, yung taking a pause, taking a stop, ano po, it's as important as the hustle. Ano po, so okay lang yon. So kung gusto mo, for example, like to sleep, to just sit and do nothing, that's fine. It's not being so tamad. Ano po, baka sabihan tayo ang tamad natin. Eh, may mga times talaga na ang pagod sa nararamdaman. Minsan di mo nga maintindihan kung saan ba nanggagaling yung pagod na yon. So that's why mahalaga itong part na to in taking care of your mental health.
So we have here seek help. Ano po? So if you have problems, if you have emotional struggles, and you think that you can no longer handle it, ano po, we have reach out to your family, to your friends, to the guidance counselor or guidance coordinator of your school, because she is the first line for psychosocial support in the school field. And if you need further help or further psychological assistance, we have our psychologists and psychiatrists. Ano po? So, it should be a normal thing, and it shouldn't be something that we should be ashamed of, because by having this kind of mindset, we will be able to also encourage those people who have mental health conditions to reach out.
So, the last here is praying. Ano po, last but not the least. So, according to studies, yung praying or yung faith natin kay God helps us to cope. Ano po, because we have this kind of belief na despite of the struggles, the difficulties or adversities that we experience in life, we believe that God is here to help us, that He will never abandon us. And nakakatulong po yun para for us to survive, to thrive. Ano po, and meron ng mga pag-aaral tungkol dyan. So, kaya nga sabi natin, mental health is the science of self-love. Ano po? So, may empirical evidence. Okay. So, last here is, what would happen if you don't practice self-care activities? Ano po? So, I have indicated it here para ma-realize or maintindihan natin na kailangan natin itong mga bagay na to for us to be healthy in all aspects of our life, hindi lang physical, ano po, but also mentally. So, sabi dito, when we do not engage in self-care activities, physically, we feel the physiological impacts of stress. Things like increase in heart rate, blood pressure, and headaches, and general aches and pains, and stomach upsets. Ano po, kasi parang signs yun na nai-stress ang isang tao. Ano po, tapos hindi mo na-practice yung self-care activities, kaya ka na-stress. So, from a mental health perspective, there is an increase in anxiety or depression, and emotionally people may find themselves more easily triggered to things like irritability or tearing up. Ano po? So, these are the symptoms of a lack of self-care. Ano po? So, let me end this discussion with this statement. Self-care isn't selfish. Ano po? It's taking care of yourself, and if you take care of yourself, if you love yourself, you will be able to share it to other people. That's why it isn't selfish. So, do not be guilty, ano po, kapag pinapractice natin yung mga self-care activities. So, these are my sources. And thank you, ano po, thank you to everyone who listened, ano po. Thank you po sa guidance coordinator kay Sir Cedric, and to the principal of this school, Sir Wilhelm, and to all participants. I hope that I was able to impart new information, ano po, and sana makatulong to na maintindihan nyo ang mental health and be able to practice it. Ano po, and also, dun sa mga hindi pa nila masyadong naiintindihan, so at least, ma-explain na ninyo. Ano po, so, again, thank you very much for this opportunity. Okay, so again, it's me, and we are going to discuss about goal setting. So goals are part of every aspect of life, and it provides a sense of direction and motivation, a clear focus, and clarifying importance. So maybe now you are thinking, when are you going to submit your module? Ano po, so when are you going to submit the activities or project given by your teachers? Ano po, and also when are you going to attend your virtual graduation, and how are you going to help your family, or what are you going to do after your high school? So before we talk about these things, ano po, so let's define first what is a goal. So goal, it is a desired result that a person plans and commits to achieve. So it means it is something that you want to get, it is something that you want to have, and you make a plan and you put that plan into action to make sure that you are able to achieve your goal, whatever goals you have in life. So ano naman yung goal setting? So when we say goal setting, it involves the development of an action plan designed to motivate and guide a person or group toward a goal. So this means when we say action plan, these are the checklist of tasks or steps that you need to complete in order for you to achieve your goal. Ano po? So yun yung ibig sabihin ng goal setting. Pero when we say goal, I would like to emphasize this, that goal is not just about a massive or big success or a significant changes in your finances or in the society. It's maybe one of your major goals, pero yung goal is also about the little things you do or the small steps you take in order for you to achieve the goal that you have in mind. Ano po? If you are planning to work after high school or to go to college, so according to Tony Robbins, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Okay, so let's talk about types of goal. So when we have here short-term goal and long-term goal. So what's the difference between the two? So short-term goal is something you want to do in the near future. So the near future can mean today, this week, tomorrow, this month, or even this year. So it is something that you want to achieve soon. Ano po? So yun yung short-term goal. For example, you want to submit, to be able to submit your module on time. So, kailan ba yung deadline? Maybe on Friday, maybe today, or bukas. Ano po? So, yun yung mga short-term goal natin. So, when we say long-term goal, it's a goal that takes a long time to achieve. Ano po? So, one good example is if you want to be a teacher, ano po, or if you want to be a nurse, if you want to be a businessman or a businesswoman, ano po, so it is under the long-term goal because you have to take a series of steps, ano po, bago mo siya ma-achieve. So, for example, you need to, ano muna, to enroll in college, ano po, so to take the board exam, to get your license, to apply for a job before you become whatever you want to be. Ano po? So, yun yung example ng long-term goal. So, ano naman yung fixed goals or flexible goals? So, when we say fixed goals, these are goals with an outcome based on a specific date or time. Ano po? So, for example, again, the submission of your module. Ano po? Diba? You have the deadline. The submission of your project. Ano po? So, if you relate it sa workplace, it's the submission of their reports. Ano po? So, meron tayong binibigay na deadline. May specific date of or time for you to achieve your goal. Ano po? So, when we say flexible goal, these are also goals with an outcome but with no time limit. Ano po? So, ang kagandahan naman sa flexible goals, pwede kang makapag-adjust. Ano po? So, setting goals. So, why do we need to set goals? Because it will help you succeed. Okay? So, it will give you the sense of direction. Just like what I have said earlier, it provide a sense of directions. So, saan ka pupunta? Ano po? Ano ba yung pupuntahan mo after mong mag-high school? After mong mag-college? Ano po? So, binibigyan ka niya ng direction. Dito ba ako? Dito ka ba? Ano po? So, it helps you clarify what is important to you and you focus on it. Ano po? So, you have a lot of things that you want to do. Ano po? Madami kang priorities in life. But then, because yung setting goal, tutulungan ka niyang i-prioritize alin ba yung dapat mong unahin para makapag-focus ka. So, you do it one at a time. Ano po? Hindi siya pwedeng sabay-sabay. So, it also facilitates effective decision-making through better self-knowledge, direction, and focus. So, it facilitates effective decision-making. Ano po? So, you have to decide ano ba yung gagawin mo? Whether you are going to work after high school or you are going to go to college, to apply for a part-time job or to apply for a scholarship. Ano po? So, ikaw yung magdedesisyon nun. So, it also allows you to make a more active role in building your own future. So, because you are the one to decide for yourself, for the things that you want to do in the future, nagkakaroon tayo, it allows you to become active. Ano po? Or to have that active role in building your own future. So, kung ano yung decision that you are going to do now will be the result of your future. So, it also acts as a powerful motivator by giving you something to hope for and aspire towards. Ano po? So, it's a powerful motivator because it is something that you look forward to. Diba? It's very important for us to be able to achieve what we want in life, to have something that we want in life, and to be someone that we want to be in the future. So it motivates you to achieve a specific goal, because sabi ko nga, it is something that you look forward to. It is something that you plan, and you put that plan into action by exerting effort, time, and energy. So it gives you a positive experience of achievement and personal satisfaction. So it gives you a positive experience because if you are able to achieve your goal, 'di ba? Andun yung personal satisfaction. So masaya sa pakiramdam, nakaka-boost up ng confidence level, and yung motivation mo is coming from the inside. So it means intrinsic because yun nga, it gives you a positive experience. So, it also assists you in finding a sense of purpose. Ano po? So, okay. So, we have here, assist you in finding a sense of purpose. So, you have to ask yourself, why do I need to do this? Ano po? So, why do I have to reach this goal? Ano po? Will it be able to satisfy me personally? Will it help me to become the person that I dream to be? Will I be able to help other people, to help my family through making a specific decision or through choosing this vocation? So, kailangan tanungin mo muna yung sarili mo, bakit mo ginagawa ang isang bagay? Ano po? So, sabi nga natin, it will help you in finding the sense of purpose, and also imo-motivate ka niya para tuparin talaga yung bagay na gusto mong makuha. So let us now discuss the different steps to setting a goal or goals. Ano po? So first is you need to think about the results that you want to see. Ano po? So ano ba yung gusto mong makita? Anong resulta yung gusto mong makuha? So you have to ask yourselves these questions. So is this goal something you truly want? Ano po? So nanggagaling ba talaga sa iyo yung decision na yon? So hindi ba yon galing sa mga kaibigan mo? Hindi ba yun dahil sa sinabi lang ng mga magulang mo? Ano po? So, there's nothing wrong about asking for the opinion of other people. But, when you set a goal, it should be something that you really want. Ano po? Kasi, ikaw yung gagawa ng steps or kukumpleto ng mga task para ma-achieve mo yung goal na gusto mong makuha. So, it should be something that you truly want. So, the next question is it important enough to pour hours of time and effort into it? Ano po? So, kailangan wini-weigh natin gaano ba to ka-importante? Gaano ba to ka-importante sa akin para i-achieve ko yung goal na to. So, because you have a lot of things in mind, ano po, you had a lot of things that you need to do. And again, sinabi ko na that you need to set your priorities. Hindi pwedeng sabay-sabay. You have to do it one at a time. Okay? So, in order for you to decide kung alin ba yung pinaka-importante, so, kailangan titimbangin natin siya. Kaya ko ba itong gawin ngayon? Meron ba akong mga resources? Ito ba ay mahalaga para for me to exert my time and effort? Ano po? So, you have to ask yourselves. Okay? If you are not willing to put in the time, it may not be worth it. So, next is you create yung SMART goals. Ano po? So, ano yung SMART? What do you mean by SMART? Acronym siya. So, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely or time-bound. So, yun yung meaning ng SMART. Ano po? So, let's talk about specific. So, it should be a well-defined, clear, and unambiguous. So, dapat daw malinaw. Ano po? Hindi vague. Pag sinabi natin is specific. So, paano mo malalaman or paano ba gumawa ng specific goal? So, you ask, who is involved in this goal? Siyempre, kasama ka doon. Because you will be the one to complete the different tasks or steps, di ba? So what do I want to accomplish? Ano ba yung gusto mong gawin? Where is this goal to be achieved? So when do I want to achieve this goal? Why do I want to achieve this goal? Ano po? So these are the 5 W's. You ask yourself para ma-define mo yung specific goals that you want to achieve. So for example here is yung general goal. You want to get in shape. Ano po? So gusto mo magpapayat. Gusto mo maging healthy. So para maging specific siya, yung example ko dito is, I want to go to the gym at our local community center and work out for 3 days a week to be healthier. Ano po? So specific siya. So who? It's you, di ba? I want to go to the gym. What do I want to accomplish? You want to be healthy. Ano po? So, saan mo siya dapat gagawin? So, in your local community center. Ano po? At the gym. So, kailan mo siya gagawin? So, ang gagawin mo siya 3 days a week. Are you willing to do it by next week? Or bukas mo na ba agad siya sisimulan? So, kailangan mag-set ka ng time or ng date. So, and bakit kailangan mo siyang gawin? Ano po? Why do you have to achieve your goal? So, you always need to know the reason why you are doing something. So, yun yung sa specific. So, second is, dapat measurable. Ano po? So, dapat you have criteria that will measure your progress toward the accomplishment of your goal. Why? Because to track the progress. Ano po? Para makita mo kung nag-i-improve ba ako. Kaya kailangan may criteria tayo na nagme-measure. So, you ask yourself these questions. So, how many or how much? How do I know if I have achieved my goal? And what is my indicator of progress? Yan po. So, again, in relation to the first example that I have mentioned, ano po? So, dito, sa measurable naman, every week, I will aim to lose 1 pound of body fat. Okay? So, let's connect it to school. Ano po? To the activities or to the submission of your modules. Measurable, so, I will submit my module in the different subjects in a weekly basis. Ano po? So, yan, measurable. Kasi, nilagyan mo siya ng time. And we also mention yung different subjects na kailangan mong mapagpasahan. Ano po? So, kasi from there, you will be able to track your progress. Ano po? So, nakasubmit na ba ako sa English? Nakasubmit na ba ako sa math? Ano po? It should be something that is tangible para makita natin na, eto, nai-improve ko na yung goal or nakukuha ko yung goal na gusto kong kunin through setting specific criteria to measure my progress. Ano po? So, achievable. So, when we say achievable, it should be something that is attainable. Ano po? And not impossible to achieve. So, you have to ask yourself, do you have the resources and capabilities to achieve the goal? If not, what am I missing? Have others done it successfully before? Okay, so if the answers to this question is yes, then i-pursue mo yung goal na yon. Ano po? Because these questions will help you figure out ways to realize your goals. Ano po? So, and also, in setting your goal, it should be stretched enough. Ano po? For you to feel challenged. Ano po? Sabi kasi ni Edwin Locke, the people feel more motivated and eager to achieve his or her goals if those goals are difficult. Ano po? But it should be well defined, but it should also be well defined for you to actually achieve it. Kasi baka masyado nang imposible. Ano po? So, kailangan realistic yung goal. So, sabi nga dito sa tanong, do you have the resources? Ano po? So, do you have the money? Do you have, are your parents going to support you? Ano po, so do you have the capabilities? Ano po, so have others done it successfully before? So this will help you figure things out. Okay? Okay, so next is realistic. So when we say realistic, within reach ba siya and is it relevant to your life purpose? So when we say realistic, it should be based on your resources and time. So kaya bang gawin sa period of time na nilagay ko or based dun sa timeline na nilagay mo? Ano po? So they have the resources. So it is also related dun sa achievable. Ano po? So you have to ask yourself these questions. Is the goal within reach given the time and resources? Ano po? Are you able to commit to achieving the goal? So, tanungin mo muna yung sarili mo. So, next is time-bound. So, when we say time-bound, it should be clearly defined timely, including a starting date and a target date. Ano po? So, does my goal have a deadline? When do I want to achieve my goal? So, ano yung significant kapag ano yung benefits or advantage ano po kapag meron tayong starting date and target date. Ano po, so it will give you a sense of urgency. Ano po, it will motivate you. Kasi kapag alam natin na kailangan ko na palang mag-submit ng module, last submission of module is on July 16, for example, rather June 16 kasi graduate na ako and para makasama na ako sa list ng graduating students, final list of graduating students. So, kapag may deadline tayo, so may sense of urgency na kailangan mong gawin yung different steps or task para ma-achieve mo yung goal na yon. And also, it gives you more motivation kasi ayaw mong malate. Ano po? Kasi baka hindi ka makakasama sa mga sa final na graduating list of students. Diba? So, yun yung time bound. So, the third step is you write your goals down. Ano po? So, isulat mo daw siya. Why? Because it becomes real and tangible instead of a vague idea that resides only in your mind. Ano po? So, maybe you may, halimbawa kapag gumagamit ka ng laptop or sa mga notebook mo, so pwede mong isulat din, I want to be a teacher in the future. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor, an engineer. Ano po? So, I want to be a chef. Ano po? So, kung ano man yung gusto mo, so you write it down. Ano po? Para it can be seen. Ano po? Nakikita mo. And it also serve as your motivation para gawin yung small steps or different tasks na kailangan mong i-complete. So, you create an action plan. This includes your overall goal in trying to meet all the steps you need to take to get there. Ano po? So, sabi nga natin, yung action plan kanina, sinabi ko na rin na these are the checklist of steps or tasks that you need to complete in order for you to achieve your goal. Ano po? Kasi it will help you to cement your goals in your mind. Ano po? Cement the goals in your mind. If you have an action plan, parang malinaw yung steps, different steps na gagawin mo. Ano po? So, you create a timeline. So, you visualize your roles, your tasks, your milestones, and deadlines to achieve your goal. Ano po? So, ano ba yung mga roles na kailangan mong gawin, yung mga tasks na paulit-ulit ko nang sinasabi, and yung milestones, and as well as the deadlines to achieve your goal. So, take action. Make sure to put your plan into action. Every step that you take should lead to another until you finish your goal. Ano po? So, sabi natin kanina, in achieving your goal, it's a series of action. Ano po? So, you have to be consistent for you to stay on your track, on the track that you are taking. Ano po? So, re-evaluate and assess your progress. Ano po? So, keep your motivation strong to complete your goal and make necessary adjustments and keep going. So, based on our plan kasi, hindi lahat yun magiging perfect. Ano po? Kaya meron tayong re-evaluate or reassessment of our progress. Kasi baka yung ginagawa natin is not as effective as we expected it to be. Ano po? So, kailangan we make necessary adjustments. Ano po? Baka kailangan ko tong baguhin um, para para ma-achieve ko yung goal na gusto kong gawin. Ano po? Baka kailangan ng contingency plan. So, aside from dun sa original plan that you created or that you make, you also need to make a contingency plan. Ano po? Kasi baka hindi yun mag-work. So, at least meron tayong backup or adjustment na gagawin para ma-reach natin yung goals na gusto natin sa buhay. Kasi minsan nahihirapan tayo. And kapag nahihirapan tayo, minsan iniisip natin baka hindi to para sa akin, baka iba talaga yung dapat kong gawin. But before you reach that point, ano po, so gawa ka muna ng necessary adjustments. Kasi baka kailangan mo lang mag-exert ng mas maraming effort ng mas maraming time or may kailangan kang baguhin ano po sa iyong routine para ma-achieve mo kung ano yung goal na gusto mo. Okay? So last is you celebrate your accomplishments. So small or big accomplishment man yan, you celebrate it. Ano po kasi you reward yourself ano po after all the things that you do to achieve your dreams in life, maliit man or malaking accomplishment, kailangan po nating i-celebrate yan. Okay? So we have here the growth mindset activity. Ano po, on the first column, these are the questions or instructions that you need to follow. Ano po, so I have here, write your general goals, specific goals. Ano po, so in your general goal, for example, ano po, I will become a teacher 6 years from now. 6 years from now, ano po, I will become an engineer if you want to be an engineer. Or you want to be a business executive. Ano po? So, 10 years from now, I want to own a land. Ano po? 10 years from now, I want to have my own house. Ano po? You write your general goal. So, yung sinulat ko dito is related pa rin sa pagklase. Ano po? So, you also state your specific goals. Ano po? So, what are the different tasks that you need to do in order for you to become a teacher in the future? So, first is, of course, after high school, you are going to enroll in be as a Bachelor of Science in Education in a university, in a state university. Ano po? So, you write it there. And then, after that, what are you going to do? Siyempre, you need to take the board exam after college or after 2 years after mo matapos ng college because you need to work and to finance yourself for you to take the board exam, di ba? So, and then, you need to apply for a teaching position. Ano po? Whether it's in a private school or in the Department of Education. So, specific goals na siya. Ano po? So, matutulungan ka na yun. Alin mo yung, you list it based on the level of priority. Ano po? So, ito yung first priority. So, yung second priority, third. Ano po? So, kailangan wini-weigh natin yung importansya and level ng priorities natin. Ano po? And then also you list your skills. It will help you become aware of your own self, of your own capabilities. Ano po? So for example, you have MS skills, Microsoft skills. Ano po? So magaling ka bang gumawa ng PowerPoint, ng Excel, ano po, and iba pang app. Ano po? So are you good in communicating with other people? Ano po? Magaling ka bang magluto, manahi? Ano po? Or kung ano pa mga skills na meron ka. Ano po, you may also list some values na that you will need ano po para ma-achieve mo yung goal na yon. Okay? So, next is you list obstacles that you may encounter in achieving your goal. Ano po? So, I have stated there yung financial problem, adjusting to a new environment. Ano po? Because these are, yung financial problem, it may become, you may encounter it in the future. Ano po? So, yung adjusting to a new environment. Right? Kasi you are in high school and you become so familiar, ano po, in high school, with your friends, with your teachers, with your advisors, ano po, because sila yung parati mo nakakasama. So, you need to adjust in a new environment when you get out of this is school, of your school. Ano po, you need to get out of your comfort zone. So, kapag lumabas ka dyan, kailangan mo mag-adjust dun sa bagong environment. Ano po, dun sa environment na hindi ka familiar. Ano po? So, parang ano ka pa niyan, nangangapa ka pa niyan kasi kailangan mo pang matutunan kung paano makapag-adjust in college life or in a working environment. Kasi hindi lang naman college life yung pwede nating puntahan, pwede rin tayo magtrabaho after high school. Ano po? So, and kung gusto nyo pang dagdagan yung obstacles na nakasulat dyan, dagdagan nyo pa. Ano po? So, next po, list the possible ways for you to conquer the obstacles. Ano po? So, maaaring may problema tayong mapagdaanan in the future, but there are ways for us to conquer those obstacles. So for example, in relation to related to sa financial problem is you can apply for a scholarship program or you can apply or look for a part-time job while studying. Ano po? So yun yung pwedeng maging solusyon dun sa financial problem na yon. Okay? So in making a plan kasi 'di ba? Sabi ko kanina, kailangan may contingency plan din tayo. That's why you have to be as early as now to be aware of the different problems that you may encounter in the future. Okay, so identify people who will help you achieve your goals. Ano po? So, these are your families, your friends, because this will be the people who will support you morally, financially. Ano po? So, you will need their support because you cannot do it on your own. Ano po? So, sabi ko kahit na yung motivation para kailangan parating nanggagaling sa atin, yung decision parating nanggagaling sa atin. Pero, importante din po yung mga tao sa paligid natin. Because they help us to be, to become more motivated. Ano po? To become more determined. So, yun naman yung role nila sa atin. Okay? And kapag nagkakaproblema tayo, kanino ba tayo tumatakbo? So, syempre sa pamilya, sa kaibigan. So, sila yung nakakapagpaboost ng moral natin bilang isang tao. Ano po? So, write encouraging words for yourself. Okay? So, sinulat ko dito, I am determined to achieve my goals. I know it will not be easy. It's not. Ano po? Ang nakalagay kasi no. It will not be easy, but I know I can. Ano po? So, and bahala kayong mag-isip kung anong encouraging words na gusto nyong sabihin para sa sarili ninyo. Ano po? So, you have to submit this activity to your advisor. Ano po? Or ask the instructions of Ma'am Julie. Okay? So, hindi ko na mapaprocess tong activity na to since this is a recorded video. Ano po? But i-screenshot nyo lang or i-copy nyo lang. You write it on your paper. Ano po? Then submit it to your advisor. Okay? So, thank you. So this is the last part na. Ano po? So, thank you. Thank you everyone for listening. Ano po? So, I hope that I am able to help you. Ano po? Especially in the different steps that I have discussed. This will help you to come up with a decision. Ano po? Especially that you are I think that you are all graduating students. Ano po? So, you will be experiencing the life, ano po, outside the school. Ano po? So, congratulations in advance. Ano po? Congratulations po sa lahat ng gagraduate. So, malapit na. Ano po? So, konting kembot na lang, gagraduate na po kayo. Ano po? So, I think virtual graduation siya and that would be on July na. Okay? So, be grateful po that you have come this far. Ano po, be grateful of the people around you, of your teachers, of your parents, of your friends, kasi nandyan sila para suportahan kayo na makatapos despite the challenges that you have experienced or that you are experiencing during these trying times. Okay, so thank you po. Thank you everyone.